Your top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. Bodies of drowned Victoria couple retrieved. Water Street fire deliberately set. AFC pushes to unmask big donors behind political parties. Former police officer warns of declining professionalism in the Guyana police force. And in sport, SHAMAR BRITTON asserts dominance in the just concluded Guyana Table Tennis Independence Men's Single Tournament. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm Travis Chase with the Tuesday, June 2 edition of the HGP Nightly News. We have what you need to know this evening. The search for the bodies of the Victoria couple who went missing at Unity Beach came to an end Tuesday when their remains were discovered by a search party of men using fishing vessels at the request of the opposition leader. Marvin Cato opens our broadcast with this tragic story.
In what was a painful scene at the Unity foreshore East Coast, SHAMAR, Tuesday afternoon, when the bodies of 20-year-old sales girl Leodisa Walron, also known as Loida, and the 31-year-old Special Constable Andre Francis, called Bobby, both residents of Victoria Village, East Coast, SHAMAR, were recovered from the Atlantic Ocean. Seeking assistance in the search and recovery efforts from the leader of the opposition, Arson, the families were able to receive closure as the remains of their loved ones were finally recovered. While on a live broadcast, the leader of the opposition, Azzeruddin Mohammed, had some choice words for the government.
Such a shame that the family, right since this morning, no presence of the Coast Guard, no presence of the police, right? The family had to reach out to me.
The leader of the opposition said he hired 2 fishing boats to conduct the search for the bodies. The couple was swept away by strong currents at Unity Beach on Sunday, leaving their families distraught.
The bodies are presently foreshore there, over that side.
Police and residents continued an intensive search on Monday to no avail. According to a statement issued by the Guyana Police Force, the incident occurred at about 2 p.m. on Sunday at Unity Beach. Preliminary investigations revealed that Waldron and Francis were swimming together when Waldron reportedly began drifting further out to sea and encountered difficulties in the water. Police said the young woman raised an alarm and called for assistance as she was being carried away further from the shore. Francis reportedly entered deeper waters in an attempt to rescue her. However, they were both overtaken by the current and disappeared beneath the water. Persons at the beach immediately raised an alarm, prompting a search of the surrounding area. Police ranks and residents conducted checks along the shoreline and nearby sections of the beach in an effort to locate the missing pair. Authorities have not disclosed how far offshore the pair were when the incident occurred, but investigators believe strong currents may have played a role in the tragedy. Unity Beach has long been a popular recreational area for residents of the East Coast of the SHAMAR, particularly on weekends and public holidays. However, concerns have periodically been raised about dangerous sea conditions and strong current in sections of the Atlantic coastline. With the bodies now recovered, the police will complete their investigations after a post-mortem examination is completed. Marvin Cato, reporting for HGP Nightly News.
Meanwhile, the mother of Andre Francis spoke about a church trip that never happened. The woman said her son had initially planned to travel to Linden for a church service with his older brother, but a flooded roadway forced a change of plans that ultimately led the couple to Unity Beach. Here is more. The search for a pregnant woman and her fiancé ended Tuesday after their bodies were pulled from the tide at Unity Beach. The couple went missing while swimming at Unity Beach, East Coast, Demerara on Sunday. As rescuers combed the waters and shoreline, the mother of 29-year-old Andre Francis, Imelda Haynes, spoke through tears about the final conversation she shared with her son just hours before he disappeared.
He called me and tell me he going to church up in there with his eldest brother. And He said, when he called, he tell me the last night, as a matter of fact, he go in church. I said, it was nice. He go in church, Linden Research, brother. Then he called this morning and say, somebody called and said the highway flood. So they can't make it up Linden. So they come to Unity Beach instead.
She said she recalled cautioning her son to be careful before he left home. But Francis, who she described as a confident swimmer, reassured her that he would be fine.
I tell him, I said, son, be careful. He said, Mommy, I could take care of myself. I could swim good, you know. I said, Andre, be careful, be careful. Ain't nothing gonna happen to me, Mommy. I good, you know, I good. You sound good.
Now, those words are replaying in her mind. The woman described Francis as a loving, hardworking, and dependable young man who never hesitated to assist family members whenever they needed him. Fighting back tears, she recounted how he recently worked tirelessly alongside her during Mother's Day preparations at their home, continuing to help despite heavy rainfall.
Mother's Day, we do the foundation in front of the yard. And I call him and he come and he work in the rain. He back down, he work.
The tragedy has become even more heartbreaking for the family because Francis and his fiancée were expecting their first child together in August. Relatives said the couple had already begun preparing for the arrival of the baby and were planning a baby shower for early July. The Guyana Defense Force Coast Guard and the Guyana Police Force had been conducting a joint search and rescue operation since Sunday afternoon after the couple was reportedly swept away by strong currents while swimming at the Unity Beach. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. A major breakthrough has emerged in the investigation into the devastating Water Street fire that destroyed a Demerara Distillers Limited warehouse and damaged several nearby properties. The Guyana Fire Service has now confirmed the circumstances surrounding the blaze. Here is more. The Guyana Fire Service has determined that the massive fire which tore through a Water Street warehouse and left a Georgetown family homeless was no accident. Sources close to the investigation revealed that investigators have concluded that the blaze was maliciously set after a truck parked inside the Demerara Shipping Company Limited warehouse compound was intentionally ignited. According to well-placed sources, based on surveillance footage obtained by fire investigators, the flames quickly engulfed combustible material stored within the warehouse before spreading to nearby structures. The fire erupted shortly after 3 a.m. Sunday at the Demerara Shipping Company Limited warehouse, a facility owned by Demerara Distillers Limited. The warehouse was completely destroyed. Among the hardest hit was the long-standing Herman & Sons tailoring and suit rental business, where extensive damage was sustained to the upper floors of the building that also served as a family residence. Businessman Giovanni Bolai Singh, known as Richard, had previously recalled being awakened by a telephone call informing him that the building was on fire. He rushed downstairs to investigate, but quickly shifted his focus to getting his wife and 5 children to safety after encountering intense flames. The fire left 7 members of the family displaced and caused millions of dollars in losses. 2 other nearby properties, Jay's Machining and Hardware and the DSL office and bond, also suffered damage from the intense heat generated by the blaze. The latest findings now shift the investigation from determining the cause of the fire to identifying the person or persons responsible for setting it. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News. We tell you now that President Irfan Ali claims government's latest outreach conducted in Region 7 has shown progress in several communities, particularly in the areas of water access, solar energy, and agricultural production. You'll hear more in this report.
Speaking during an outreach in Region 7, President Irfan Ali said government teams covered 4 rural villages across the region and entered the exercise with prior knowledge of many of the issues affecting residents. He said information had been gathered through previous ministerial visits, his own visits to communities, and requests made by local leaders. According to Ali, many communities are now moving beyond only raising basic service concerns and are placing stronger emphasis on farming, food production, and economic support.
We have seen a 50% drop in individual complaints across the region. And that is because from all of the ministerial outreaches, the carrying out outreaches, my own visits, some of these villages I visit 4 or 5 times already.
He claimed that this shows that government policies aimed at supporting hinterland production is beginning to create opportunities for residents to expand their livelihoods and contribute to their communities.
We want stronger families. So I am very pleased to see the changes in the communities, every single community.
He announced that government will invest in equipment to support road and infrastructure maintenance in Bartica and the surrounding areas. The equipment is expected to include graders, rollers, excavators, and other machinery needed to support a structured maintenance program.
We are working on putting together a management group for that maintenance program that will include the private sector, the city council, the town council, the REO, and the religious groups.
He said that the aim is to ensure Region 7 has the equipment and the systems needed to efficiently and effectively respond to maintenance needs, rather than depending only on outside contractors. Marvin Cato, reporting for HGP Nightly News.
This is the HGP Nightly News. Stay with us. There is more news ahead.
It's game on. And you may not be able to predict the scoreline or who will win each game. And you sure can't predict who will be the champion. But what is predictable is that Quartz has what you need to watch the games the way you want to every time. It's game on. Quartz, bringing value home.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover a solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc., powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
Welcome back, and thanks for staying tuned to the HGP Nightly News. Leader of the Alliance for Change, David Patterson, says Guyana must urgently introduce stronger campaign finance laws to regulate political donations and require the disclosure of major donors. Here is more.
Alliance for Change leader David Patterson is calling for stronger campaign finance laws to regulate political donations and require the disclosure of major donors. His comments follow concerns raised in the Carter Center's recent elections report, which pointed to campaign financing, public trust, and transparency as continuing issues in Ghana's electoral process. During an exclusive interview with Nightly News, Patterson said that campaign finance reform has been one of the AFC's long-standing positions since the party's formation. He recalled that the late Sheila Holder, one of the AFC's founding members, had brought a motion to the National Assembly between 2006 and 2011, calling for the introduction of campaign finance laws. Patterson said that motion was defeated by the then PPC government when he argued at the time that the issue needed further study.
We definitely would support campaign financing, like in any other country. One, donations over a certain amount, obviously it'd be onerous if you say any donation must be recorded, but there's a limit like in the UK or the US.
Patterson acknowledged it may be unreasonable to require public disclosure of every small contribution, since some citizens may wish to support parties privately. However, he said larger donations should not remain hidden.
We do understand that persons would like to be anonymous, so therefore obviously that's why you have a limit. So therefore if you say the limit of you can have an anonymous donor up to 50,000 Guyana dollars, or whatever number that is appropriate.
Patterson said such a system would ensure citizens understand who's financing political campaigns and whether donors may later benefit from state contracts, licenses, concessions, or other government decisions.
The restrictions on access by the opposition to the public taxpayer-funded media is very troubling.
Patterson said the issue is not only about political parties raising money, it is about preventing hidden influence, improving public confidence, and ensuring that elections are not quietly shaped by private financial power. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Antonio Day tells us now that a woman is deeply frustrated and terrified after renting her property to a man whom she now alleges is a fraudster who has threatened her life.
Ashanti Bernard, a property owner in 1073 the Andrade East Coast Demerara, expressed fear and frustration in an interview with Nightly News over tenant William Lockhart, who she claims is illegally renting her bank-owned 3-bedroom apartment to Spanish-speaking tenants without her consent.
And no matter how far I go, I will not get no satisfaction. But I rent him a 3-bedroom apartment, and he end up renting some Spanish people. Well, he furnish it and he rent them the back bedroom.
Bernard recounted an early morning incident where she saw several men, one armed with a cutlass, on the property.
When I come out, I see he stand up on the step. When I turn out, I see 7 men lay off with a man at the back of them in the center with a cutlass. And I walk out the yard quick.
Despite reporting the threats and illegal activities to a police outpost in Monrepo, she deemed these responses slow and ineffective. She also accused Lockhart of fraud, presenting bounce checks, and conflicting payment claims related to the rent. Bernard alleged that Lockhart misrepresented himself as affiliated with the government and threatened her life when confronted. Despite her repeated attempts to seek justice, Bernard says she has no satisfactory action from authorities and warns the community about Lockhart's dangerous behavior.
I tell the police immediately that this man have wanted a bunk check in his suitcase. We walk with the traveling bag. And the man get time with me. I said, sir, I am not getting locked up for this man because he's a con man and he don't try to con me. And if I continue, he would sell me in the bank property because he don't renting and he don't do business making money after me. When I pull you up, this is when he threatened to murder me.
Nightly News contacted Assistant Commissioner Kali Parshram of Regional Division 4C, who advised Bernard to report the incident to the station sergeant and, if unsatisfied, to contact him directly. Despite the advice, the frustrated woman claims she's getting the royal runaround from the police and plans to take the matter to the court soon. Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
This time, Antonio Day will tell us that the former senior police officer has raised grave concerns over the management and professionalism of the Guyana Police Force.
In a Nightly News interview, former Deputy Commissioner Dr. Paul Williams, in reflecting on his 38 years in the Guyana Police Force, emphasized the need to analyze key individuals contributing to ongoing law enforcement issues in the face of calls for legislative reform. Dr. Williams emphasized that while calls for new laws and reforms are common, they often overlook the human factor, the individuals whose actions and decisions significantly influence the state of law enforcement. According to him, understanding these key players, whether within the police force or the broader criminal justice system, is essential for meaningful progress.
Because sometimes the law that is still in existence or the rules and procedures and regulation is still applicable. But it's the persons who are placed there to execute and to see the implementation. A person may be the lack of competency.
Dr. Williams, who holds several academic qualifications, notably a Bachelor of Laws degree, contended that figuratively, if the fish rots from its head, automatically the rot will trickle down to the tail. The former Deputy Commissioner of Police noted that both objectively and subjectively, a transparent government plays a key role in the administration of law and order.
You can still have the right government, but the wrong leadership. Because if I'm being placed in a position because of political loyalty, but then yet still I'm not competent or capable, what happens then?
Dr. Williams, author of Public Administration in Crisis, Accountability, Reform, and Sustainable Governance, emphasized that both public and private entities have integral roles to play in delivering effective services. He emphasized that collaboration between public and private entities is vital for public administration's success, but warned that misaligned goals can cause inefficiencies and undermine governance.
Both of us may be on the same mission, but we will have different intention. But within the private partnership, the intention, yes, is to deliver service for money. And in so doing, if the public administration aspect does not get its act together and come to scratch, it simply means that you're allowing the private partnership to go in the lead and they're going to dominate.
Antonio De reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Antonio, for your reporting. Stay with us. There is more news ahead.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
Get sexy feet in an instant of just trying on a pair. Your toes will wiggle and you will giggle. It's almost a riddle. Hollis Boutique. Care, glamour, comfort, and the sexy all together in one store. Hollis Boutique. Care, glamour, comfort, and the sexy all together in one store.
It's game on. And you may not be able to predict the scoreline or who will win each game. And you sure can't predict who will be the champion. But what is predictable is that Quartz has what you need to watch the games the way you want to every time. It's game on. Quartz, bringing value home.
Thanks for staying tuned to the HGP Nightly News. As Guyana leads CARICOM's call for stronger global firearms control, Permanent Representative of Guyana to the United Nations, Caroline Rodrigues-Burkett, has called for strengthened controls over firearm markings, record keeping, and tracing in full accordance with the International Tracing Instrument. Marvin Cato reports.
Permanent Representative of Guyana to the United Nations, Caroline Rodrigues-Burkett, has called for strengthened controls over firearm marking, record keeping, and the tracing in full accordance with the International Tracing Instrument, ITI. Rodrigues-Burkett, who is also the chair of the CARICOM Caucus of Permanent Representatives, emphasized that effective tracing remains an essential tool in disrupting illicit supply chains and increasing transparency in global arms flows. She made these remarks during the biennial meeting of states to consider the implementation of the Program of Action to prevent, combat, and eradicate the illicit trade in small arms and light weapons in all its aspects. The resident ambassador delivered the statement in her capacity as chair of the CARICOM Caucus of Permanent Representatives for May and June. Rodrigues-Burkett reminded that Guyana remains particularly concerned about the persistent flow of illicit firearms into the Caribbean, which she noted is often facilitated through diversion from legal markets, weak stockpile management, and increasingly sophisticated trafficking methods. The diplomat explained that CARICOM continues to stress the need for these challenges to be addressed through strengthened international cooperation, shared responsibility, and enhanced accountability among states. Quote unquote, in this regard, we call for strengthened controls over marking, record keeping, and tracing in full accordance with the ITI. Effective tracing remains an essential tool in disrupting illicit supply chains and bringing greater transparency to global arms flows. She said, in her view, the Caribbean region continues to face significant challenges as the proliferation of small arms and light weapons remains a serious threat to peace, security, and sustainable development. She acknowledged that while advancements offer opportunities for improved implementation, significant challenges remain. Meanwhile, she highlighted that capacity constraints continue to pose major challenges for many CARICOM member states. At the regional level, she noted that CARICOM continues to translate global commitments into practical action through initiatives aimed at addressing firearm-related challenges. She explained that the Caribbean Firearms Roadmap, supported by CARICOM Impacts and other partners, provides a structured regional framework designed to strengthen regulatory systems, reduce illicit firearm flows, enhance law enforcement capacity, and minimize the risk of diversion from both government and non-government arsenals. Marvin Cato reported for HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned for regional news.
Guyana, up your cash! Over 100 winners! More than $2.5 million in cash and prizes up for grabs. Win cash every week. Plus a chance to up your cash to $500,000. And that's not all. Win back your grocery bill up to $20,000 cash every week. Just grab any Buster Turbo Energy Drink, Fruitopia, Oasis Flavored Water, Fruit, or Viva Sparkling Flavored Water. Look for the code starting with BB, then visit at Buster Guyana on Facebook or Instagram for details. Up your cash today!
Interested in honoring or paying tribute to a loved one, or just making a loved one feel special? HGP TV offers you all that and more. Air your birthday greetings, death announcements, and wedding anniversaries on HGP TV today. HGP TV offers affordable prices, convenience, and great services. Call us on 220-3660 or email us at sales@hgptv.com.
Welcome to today's regional news. I am Giselle Archibald. Prime Minister Mia Mottley is sounding a clarion call for increased private sector engagement in the face of escalating climate change crisis. Her rallying cry came during a $100 million CARICOM Resilience Fund launch last Friday. Mottley categorized the climate change crisis as a threat to economies worldwide, emphasizing that traditional structures of economic evolution are now in serious jeopardy, drawing attention to global indicators, particularly the recent decision by insurance companies in California to withdraw coverage for fire risks amidst devastating wildfires. The PM stressed the importance of proactive preparation and the establishment of natural disaster clauses as vital tools for navigating the uncertain landscape of climate change-related challenges. The St. Lucia government on a Monday announced an increase in energy prices, blamed the ongoing global situation, particularly tensions involving Iran and the United States, for the price hike. Prime Minister Philippe Jean-Pierre told reporters that during May 4th to 24th, crude oil prices for the U.S. benchmark increased by 5.5% to an average of US $100 per barrel. He said the perspectives for peace during the 3 weeks were very dim, and under the existing scenario, which started June 1, the retail prices for products will be gasoline EC $16 per gallon. Pierre said based on the negative excise tax rate of 86% per gallon on gasoline, the government is effectively subsidizing each gallon sold. British police faced backlash on Tuesday over the case of an 80-year-old student who was handcuffed as he lay dying from stab wounds after his killer falsely alleged a racist attack. Henry Norwalk died of the knife attack last December. His murderer, Vikram Digwa, a 23-year-old, was sentenced to life in prison on Monday, having lied to police at the time that Norwalk had assaulted him. In the police body cam footage, Norwalk is seen lying on the street saying, "I've been stabbed and I can't breathe," while the officer responds, "I don't think you have, mate." Nick Thomas, Cabinet Office Minister, told BBC Radio that the conduct of the police when you look at the scene is very shocking. And that's the news to the moment. I am Giselle Archibald. Thank you for watching.
Let's join Delwyn Neblett now for HGP's Sports Pulse.
Good evening, Guyana. I'm Delwyn Neblett with your HGP TV Sports Pulse for today, Tuesday, June 2nd, 2026. We begin tonight with athletics. Action took place in Guyana's Diamond Jubilee Independence 10K Road Relay in Georgetown on Saturday. Commencing and ending on Main Street, the route progressed through several streets in central Georgetown, including Young Street, Camp Street, Church Street, Thomas Road, Seawall Road, High Street, Lamaha Street, and Republic Avenue. The Guyana Defence Force Track Club emerged as champions in the senior mixed distance medley category ahead of the Police Progressive Youth Club in second and the Running Brave Athletics Club in third. In the under-16 mixed distance category, the Running Brave Athletics Club secured a well-earned victory ahead of Team Nice Athletics in second and the Buxton Youth Developers in third. Inter-table tennis action concluded in the Guyana Table Tennis Association's 2026 Independence Tournament at the National Gymnasium in Georgetown on Sunday. National champion SHAMAR BRITTON asserted his dominance on the competition to emerge as champion in the men's singles category as Samara Sukai secured the women's title. Colin Wong and Yudhisthira Prasad claimed the B-class and C-class open titles respectively as Caden Musa secured the under-15 boys title. In doubles action, the team of Sukai and Damon emerged victorious in the women's category as Colin France and Navia Clarkston emerged as mixed doubles champions. Moving into football, action continued in the Rupununi Football Association's GFF Youth Ensemble Under-13 League over the weekend. Despite the inclement weather, Mokomoko secured a dominant 4-2 victory over Saints FC on the back of 2 goals from Delroy Williams and 1 goal each from Chad Messiah and Elon Francis. Saints FC's Ralston Clark and Marcus Parks each scored once in a losing effort. Moving into cricket, action concluded in the 2026 Guyana Cup T20 tournament at the Roy Wilkins Park in Queens, New York on Saturday. Batting first in the grand final against the Long Island Raptors, the Queens Sharks were limited to 131 for 9 of their allotment of 20 overs. Captain Caron Soonarain top scored with 31 as Kevin Sinclair picked up 3 wickets for 9 runs in 4 overs. In response, the Long Island Raptors reached 132 for 6 in 15.5 overs as Sinclair once again showed his class with a top score of 35 from 12 deliveries, and Randall Wilson remained unbeaten on 25 in the commanding 4-wicket victory. Finally, in cricket, the West Indies women suffered an unfortunate loss against Ireland as action continued in the 2026 Avara Women's T20 International Tri-Series at the Clontarf Cricket Club in Dublin on Monday. Winning the toss and batting first, the Windies reached 141 for 8 of their allotment of 20 overs on the back of 36 from Janilia Glasgow. Ava Canning and player of the match Orla Prendergast each picked up 2 wickets for Ireland. In response, Ireland reached 99 for 5 in 14.1 overs before rain discontinued play without any further action taking place. Orla Prendergast top scored with an unbeaten 71 in the narrow 1-run DLS victory. Action continues in the 2026 Avara Women's T20 International Tri-Series with the West Indies women taking on Pakistan in their final fixture on Wednesday. That's it for this edition of the HGP TV Sports Pulse. I am Delwyn Neblett reminding you to stay in the game.
Bodies of drowned Victoria couple retrieved. Water Street fire deliberately set. AFC pushes to unmask big donors behind political parties. Former police officer warns of declining professionalism in the Guyana police force. And in sport, SHAMAR BRITTON asserts dominance in the just concluded Guyana Table Tennis Independence Singles Tournament. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Travis Chase. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.